Despite significant advancements in law enforcement and technology, some of the world's most notorious serial killers continue to evade capture. These individuals have left a trail of terror and tragedy, and authorities worldwide are relentless in their pursuit to bring them to justice. Here are 5 of the most wanted serial killers whose crimes have spanned continents and left communities in fear. The West Mesa Murderer.
Today marks 10 years since the bodies of 11 women were found buried on the outskirts of Albuquerque. To this day, the infamous West Mesa murders remain unsolved.
Between 2001 and 2005, the West Mesa Murderer struck fear into the heart of Albuquerque, claiming the lives of 11 women whose bodies were hidden in an arroyo bank along Central Avenue. For 4 years, their identities remained unknown, causing immense agony for their families. It took another 11 years to identify the victims, further extending the unsettling mystery. Despite the determined efforts of law enforcement, the West Mesa Murderer remains at large, leaving the community on edge. The choice of the burial site, known for crime, adds to the horror of the crimes. The victims' innocent lives cut short, and their families yearn for closure and justice. The ongoing investigation calls on the public to share any valuable information about the perpetrator. A substantial reward of $100,000 incentivizes those with knowledge to step forward. The West Mesa Murderer case serves as a haunting reminder of hidden dangers in ordinary places. The fear left by this malevolent individual continues to loom over Albuquerque, urging authorities and the community to unite in their quest for justice. The Eastbound Strangler. The Eastbound Strangler's reign of terror unfolded between October and November 2006, leaving a community in a state of shock and dread. During this short period, 4 women fell victim to the gruesome murders, their bodies discovered in a shallow drainage ditch behind the Golden Key Hotel. What made these killings even more perplexing was the eerie fact that each victim was positioned to face due east. Despite exhaustive efforts by law enforcement, the Eastbound Strangler remains an enigma, evading capture and leaving behind grieving families searching for answers. Multiple suspects were investigated and subsequently cleared, adding to the frustration surrounding the case. The community's interest and concern have not waned, but the lack of significant leads has made progress difficult. A reward of $25,000 is offered for any credible information leading to the apprehension of this elusive murderer. The Eastbound Strangler case stands as a haunting and unsolved mystery, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and shattered lives. The Chicago Strangler. The Chicago Strangler's reign of terror spanned an alarming 16 years, from 2001 to 2017, during which over 75 women lost their lives to strangulation or suffocation in the city. The majority of the victims were black women, and a chilling pattern emerged as law enforcement struggled to make significant progress in their investigation. Surprisingly, it wasn't until 2019 that the case received a full-fledged investigation, raising questions about the prioritization of cases involving marginalized communities.
We have a serial killer in our community.
Activists and community members have been vocal in demanding justice for the victims, urging authorities to acknowledge the possibility of a serial killer on the loose. The reluctance of the Chicago police to address the case as the work of a serial murderer has left many feeling unprotected and ignored. As time passes, evidence may have faded, making the search for the Chicago Strangler even more challenging. However, the urgency to bring closure to the victim's family and ensure the safety of the community remains paramount. Law enforcement continues to appeal to the public for any information that could shed light on this disturbing case, emphasizing the need for cooperation in solving this haunting mystery. The Long Island Serial Killer. The Long Island serial killer has instilled fear and confusion since 2010, when the first 4 bodies were discovered on a Long Island beach. The subsequent spring brought the grim discovery of 6 more victims, all believed to be the work of a single perpetrator. Over the past decade, this chilling case has spawned numerous conspiracy theories and questions surrounding police commitment to solving it. However, in 2021, a glimmer of hope emerged when the new district attorney for Suffolk County, Ray Tierney, pledged to keep the case open and thoroughly re-examine all evidence. His commitment to pursuing the Long Island serial killer has reignited optimism among the victims' families and the public. The case has once again gained momentum as fresh perspectives are brought to the table. The significance of resolving this haunting enigma goes beyond bringing closure to the victims' loved ones. It also serves to ensure the safety and security of the community at large. The eyes of the public remain fixed on the proceedings, eager for progress and an end to this decade-long nightmare. The Long Island serial killer case represents a pressing quest for justice that calls for continued public cooperation and the support of authorities to finally unmask this ruthless and elusive murderer. The Texas Killing Fields. The Texas Killing Fields murderer began their harrowing spree of violence in 1983 with the tragic disappearance of Heidi Valerio Fay, whose remains were later found in the fields. This marked the beginning of a nightmarish series of murders, with 16-year-old Laura Miller's lifeless body unearthed in the same fields in 1985. Alongside her, authorities discovered the remains of an unidentified Jane Doe, whose identity remained a mystery until 2019, when she was finally identified as Audrey Lee Cook. Since these initial discoveries, the Texas Killing Fields have yielded a staggering toll, with over 30 bodies uncovered, some dating back to the 1970s. Despite tireless efforts by law enforcement, the identity of the killer remains unknown, and no apparent connections have been established between any of the victims. The unresolved nature of these chilling crimes continues to cast a dark shadow over the region, leaving the victims' families in perpetual pain. The pursuit of justice for those lost in the Texas Killing Fields is an ongoing battle, with law enforcement and the community committed to finding answers. As the years pass, the urgency to uncover the truth only grows stronger, and the relentless quest for closure remains unwavering. Public cooperation and the sharing of any relevant information are pivotal in unraveling this haunting mystery, bringing justice to the victims and ensuring the safety of the community. If you enjoyed our content, don't miss out on future updates. Subscribe to our channel now for more exciting and engaging content. Stay tuned for the latest and greatest.